because I could use a cold term like Sunday, but it's Tuesday, so I haven't really figured out how to terrific technique to make it really catch. Was it something I said, Eddie? I said, was it something that I said?
Where is he? He's hiding.
All right. All right. Okay, so we're going to use some simple techniques and we're going to work on foot guard. Why do I call them simple techniques? Because they're things that people don't pay enough attention to that I've done a little bit of talking about, and I want to talk a little bit about again, especially when we're talking about the gi, is because there's always the opportunity to grab the collars and grab the gi, right? But if you notice, if you let the person have a good stance on top, they're pretty strong with their base, they're always going to be fighting where your hands are going to go. So how do we get a better setup for that? Or especially, it could be a striking situation, whatever it is. I want my opponent to have to put their hands on me or feel like they're a little bit unbalanced, okay? I get a partner for some of these? Anybody, maybe there's some separate. No, I'm going down to here.
Anybody want to come here?
Okay, so we're gonna A-B these two things, right? Like, so if he has good posture, which he does, I'm gonna try to break him down a little bit, right? So if I come here and I start doing this, and I start breaking him down, if he won't break down and he stays up like this, what am I gonna do?
Shift your leg up. Hip.
What's that?
Activate your hip and bring your
I'm
legs
just
up.
gonna go. He's not holding me down. I'm pretty good with getting to here, especially if it's Pat, right? And like saying like, okay, cool, he's not gonna hold me down. I'm just gonna work my way back up, okay? So everybody understands elbow drag, try to get some sort of, so real quick, not that this is part of my topic, but I do want to talk about this. Why did I pick this position when I got up? Yeah, so we always talk about frame and frame. Does everybody see that this is a big part of the frame? And then this is also a big part of the frame. So now I'm nothing but frame. This is what we want. So this is why we go to this position, not only because of this, because we can do our technical stand up, but again, move forward, move backwards, I can lay back down.
You got a good butterfly too.
The hips. But this single butterfly is one of your best weapons, okay? So the reason why if you get space, you're gonna come here, that's the reason, okay? But let's talk about, you're here, and then especially somebody like Pat is like, they're staying a little bit lower, which this tends to be a problem, especially if we're talking about competition jiu-jitsu, right? They get certain points, they're willing to stay here, they're winning 2-0, they have an advantage point, they'll stay here for 5 minutes, they don't care, okay? So what are some of the things that we can do? I'm gonna start going fishing, okay? Right now he controls me pretty well with his hands, I can't get to the collars, so we're gonna start to attack the lower part of the body. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna start coming down here like this, and just working my feet to the inside. And what you're starting to notice is, can you take your hands off me? Not really, right? He can't take his hands off and sit up. Once I start doing this, now I don't need you to hurt somebody's knee, I just need you to be a pain in the ass, okay? Whatever leg he decides to pull out, we're gonna go back and we're gonna set up our open guard frame, right? We're gonna try to get knee shield, or I might start going after the collar. So if I can keep him here, so I call this the inside out weave, right? And I'm just hooking my feet and I'm holding him here. Why? Because he can't pull both legs out at the same time, which means what? In order for him to pull a leg out and to try to get a leg back, he needs to blade his shoulders and lean more on one side than the other. Do we agree? Yeah. Go ahead, just take a leg out real quick. See how he always has to lean? And now look, even if he just got here, how am I doing?
Good.
Should I give him the other one back? No. Why should I give him the other one back? Because still, as he tries to move, go ahead, whatever, look, and I keep this one on this side. No, I'm keeping it ready. Does everybody see how I'm taking the bend of the knee? It's not so much that I'm putting my foot in and I'm hooking. Is that every single time he goes to pick up a knee, go to pick up that knee. So I'm holding it down. Now he gives me this. Right? Did I do any of that work to get back up? I didn't. So this is a really good tactic. I started doing this for MMA and I realized that this works out great for gi because again, he can't take his hands off. Okay, so the number one thing that we're trying to do is get our feet inside of their feet and then just get a little bit of a hook, right? But it's not so much about the hook because when they try to like leave or they try to pick a leg up, I'm just trying to keep his knee on the ground. So he does nothing but what creates space, lean too far forward, etc., etc. So again, same exact thing. And he's down, he gets his takedown, and he's here, right? So we're gonna start just weaving our way in, just like this. You can flex your feet, flex your feet. All you're gonna notice is, go ahead, what's your next move? Can you move? Now look here.
With all that
Look at all
space.
this weight is on this arm right now. So if I wanted to, am I going to start going after the collar? Yeah, because how's he going to defend it? Going to defend it. Off balance.
Go on, Julio.
Agreed? So this is something, and I'm kind of glad it's Pat, because like you can do it to Pat, you can kind of do it to anybody, right? Like Pat's good at jiu-jitsu, Pat's a big, strong guy, but what do you feel from there, Pat? You know you have to go like this, or you have to go like this and try to kick out and break. What else do you notice from that? When you do kick out and break, what do you open up?
Your hips.
The whole hip on that side.
Everything's open. You can kick out on the knee, the hip. You can even, if you want, get a little higher. You have control over the shoulders. Because you're dictating basically what I'm doing, which is turning.
Yeah, and he
control my
can't
weight.
just go, hey, I want to posture back up again.
Puppet master.
Essentially,
Yeah.
right? But look, we took away the posture by going after the lower part of the body, not the upper part of the body. If Pat laid on me and I just kept trying to get space and push and whatever, and I gave him full use of the lower part of the body, with him already being here, I guarantee if he gets any little jump on it, he's getting over the legs and it's going to suck because now his head's in a good position. He's already starting to pass. He's already heavy, but his head is already up here. So these are great ways to deal with people just sitting in and crushing you down, but you can also go ahead and just make this part of your game. You know, if they're really tall, you can start to do it. Now, how can you do it if they're tall? Or how can you do it from a different position? So if I get him here, and he just has okay posture, right? He's here, and go ahead, he postures up or whatever, right? He starts getting to here. Can I just go one?
Yeah.
I can't. Because what's that going to tell me? What side is he going to favor? Right? He's going to have to favor the opposite side of whatever leg it is. So how can I overcome that? And I want everybody to practice all of these. Well, look at my grip. Which way would I turn? Right? Does everybody see why I turned that way? Does everybody see why I didn't take my leg back out? Because watch his next move. Why should I give it back? I keep this knee. What's your next move? He gave it back to me again. Does everybody see how I'm getting him just by paying attention to his legs to go to the positions that I want him to go to? Now, things I really do want you to pay attention to. Don't get overconfident with the double weave. Does everybody see how I go outside in and then I go back out again with my foot? Don't keep your foot here if you're going to try to do a sweep. Okay, if you stretch them out or whatever, that's okay. You're going to notice it puts a good amount of pressure on your knee. Don't try to sweep somebody with your foot double hooked inside. Okay, anytime I'm going to try to sweep, I'm just paying attention to the back of the leg. Right, so he goes to move again, whatever side it is. Look, I'm just keeping the back of the leg. Everybody see how I'm keeping his knee bent? I'm controlling how he moves. And now, can I come back and I go for a collar choke? I can. And then look, and now I get two. And now I stretch him up. Now where's his hands? Does everybody see how I'm setting this stuff up? So it's not just you do this and then you go for the collar choke. What I want you to do is start here, get your legs in position. If you can only get one leg in, do I want you to get one leg in?
Yeah.
Yeah, get one leg in and then switch and get the other leg in when you start putting pressure on one. What you're going to notice is when you put pressure on one, they're going to move, so you can put the other one in. What's the next thing we're paying attention to?
Oops.
I know, it's a really heavy day here today. I keep saying heavy. I woke up this morning, it was like, yeah, no, something like that. What's that?
Weight distribution.
Yeah, wait, just about, how about his legs? What am I paying attention to on his legs? The bend. The bend. He wants to lift his leg up, right? Can he lift his leg up if I concentrate on just keeping this part down? So I'll do it again, so you can see. And again, I might have a collar and he's just hanging out here. Look, I'll do this. Right, and then right away I'm just opening this up. Look how I can do this here. Cool, I have nothing, I have no hooks, right? He goes to pick a leg up. Got it. Does everybody say I still have the bend on the other side? I don't have to give that back to him. You see how hard I made it for him to pick it? What did I do though? I just used my hamstring and I'm pulling his knee in. Because when he doesn't get it the first time, what's he gonna do? He's gonna try harder the second time, and I'm gonna go, cool. Now I've got a hook on the other side, I've got your collar, and I've got a foot in the hip. Agreed?
Yeah.
What do you think his next move is? That's what you said. Don't, you see how my foot is hooked under his leg on this side? Don't sweep on this side, because he's gonna rip the knee out when he falls on it. It's not even gonna be his fault. Right? So when you do, I'm just gonna do this. Right? I can do this and sweep, no problem. I don't like the double grip here person's going to go over because they're going to turn your foot and it's going to be okay. Okay, so I always take this, put it out here when I'm trying to work with you. I'm going to give you one more, right? So Pat's a big, strong guy, and he goes and he's like, I'm standing up, and he goes to stand up. What am I looking for?
Back of the knees again.
Back of the knees, and I'm bringing the knees together again. Right, Kassar?
Okay.
Oh look, I'm keep pinching his knees together, I'm bringing his knees back in. Why did he come back down? He had to. Right, and then what would your next move be? And we're right back here. And I've got my hook. Look at both feet on the ground. I'm not even double hooking it, but he has having such a hard time getting his base back to be able to do anything. And he has to be bent and keep his hands on me the whole time. Yeah, look, I'm going hamstring. I'm going hamstring, and I'm okay. I still got one on this side. Right, and I'll keep this one, no problem. I might even just start stretching him off because now I still get this knee in the ground. Does this make sense? So I want you to toy around with this. And when I say toy around with it, like get a group to work with, and like notice I didn't say, Pat, you would do this next. I said, Pat, what would you do next? I don't know. I'm not like we didn't choreograph this beforehand, right? I'm trying to get you to program your brain to go after the back bend of the knee here. If he stands up, that's called a plier sweep, by the way. If the person stands up, right, you're going to expect that when they stand up, they go like this and they get a wider base and they have a much better center of gravity. Agreed?
Yep.
So on the way up, especially if the legs are here, when I come like this, everybody brings them in first and then they go on. Not they have to because I'm on the legs. Right? So when he goes and brings his knees back to the inside, I literally want you to clamp and bring the knees together. Do you need more directions or do you want to try it?
If you get both hooks in early on, you flatten out. You're kind of belly on.
Yeah. Well, if they're belly on you, we're in the gi, right?
Yeah.
Where are you going after? I'm going to start going after the collar.
Okay.
Because if you notice, even if you set the collar low and it seems like you're not able to get a good amount of torque on it, then they start to put their hands on you and sit back up. And now when they do, now I can start to connect and put a good bite on that collar. And then if I don't get the collar and they start pushing away, I'm just going to use it to get on top. Right? I'm going to keep the choke on. I'm going to try to work my way back on top. Right? Because now they're on retreat, which is what we want. We want them to keep trying to retreat and get away from us. Good question. And that's probably one of the more common ones. He's talking, you never know what he's talking about, right? Double split, like it's just stretching the legs out and that person's going to be chest to chest on you. Use that opportunity to start sitting with the collar the way you want, because they're going to have a real hard time putting their hands on the ground and defending the collar. You see how this opens it up? So toy around. It's more of a ladder experiment, right? Because it's not like, oh, you do this and you do this move. Every person, how they move, something a little bit different is going to happen. But I want you to just pay attention to the logistics of this simple move. How many people use this?
There's a
Like
variation
one or
of
two
it.
Here and there, right? And like kind of, sort of, maybe not, right? Like ish. I want you to actually add this back into your game. It's actually a really good technique. Okay, and you'll notice once you start doing this, you're going to always gain an advantage because you're giving them an extra. Okay, so let's find a group that you like working in. Maybe a couple different body types or whatever. 2s or 3s are fine. I'll come around and check it out and let's see what we come up with. Ready? 3, 2, 1, go. I can try to do double ankle sweeps or any of that sort of stuff, right? And grab it onto his ankle. But if I'm shoulder walking back and I'm working from this position, how do I make him weak? Because what he's doing is he's going to wait until I open up and then he's going to blade and pick one foot in front and one foot in back. Right? So instead of me letting him do that, I'm going to climb my way back down. Right? So I'm going to start doing this. And I bring the knees back together. See familiar, Maya? I always try to sell the stuff that I'm going to teach that day in the rounds I was doing my arms and Maya. So look, I get here, he can't take his hands off the ground. This is going to be our plier sweep. We're just going to pick a side. Right? Whether they stood up or I did this in the process of him standing, I make sure I get my knees back together. All I'm going to do is pull the knees to the chest, I can roll them off to the side, and now look, I still get the knees here. Sometimes people grab the sleeve and they bring the sleeve over to one side because that way I get 2 arms on one side. Right? But probably different than what you would have thought, right? Most people are like, okay, I'm going to open, and as soon as I open, I'm going to go dilly heel. As soon as I open, I'm going to go, the double ankle sweep. Bring the knees in, get the, and that's all fine and dandy. But what if I just wanted to make this person have to make another move, have to put their hands on me, have to do something like that? this is a great version. Now, if you notice, this is the same thing we did when the person tried to just put a knee down or try to stand back up. I have to be very adamant in the fact that I don't like double angle. Knee comes in this way, foot comes in this way, right? Don't die on this double hook thing, because if they kick their leg back hard, they might hurt your knee, just like I said with the sweep. You already know, if you're paying attention, what side that they're going to extend. Agreed? Because you're going to feel it. They're going to go, I'm going to lean this way a little bit, and I know I'm going to kick this leg out. Like, be aware, right? So you know you're just going to take that foot out. And when I take the foot out, what are we doing? Hamstring, right? Hamstring is going to go right to the back of the knee on these things. And this is how, like, my number one job, let's just come down, right? My number one job is he goes to get up. Go to get up. Right? Like, he did one or one side of the other. Go back down, same thing. Pick another way to get up. But am I going to give him the other one back? Okay. Cool. So I ended up here. Do I give this side back? No, because he needs two knees to go to get up. So even if I just let this foot go back through, go stand up, or come back through, go stand up. Let me come right back to it again. Most of the time, and I don't blame you because there's a million different techniques that you can use in jiu-jitsu, right? But I lost the first one, right? Go ahead, I lost the first one, boom. Go ahead, and I ended up coming here. Most people are like, oh, this is going to be a hook. This is good. But he kind of wants it to be a hook. So he can try to make his way back over the top of that, and it makes this one weaker, right? But why don't I let him get up or do what he's going to do, right? And then put the leg back in, right? So then he goes to move or get up. What are you going to do? Put it back in. Now he goes to pass or get up or whatever he's going to do. I'm keeping that outside leg. Then he's going to go back where I go hamstring. Come back here. Now he's going to try to stack. Where am I going after? Yeah. I got to go after the collar. And now he's getting triangled. Does everybody get a decent idea of how I'm putting my opponent behind like a half a step? And they're not fully aware. They're like, oh, I just have to get past this and I'm going to pass. I just have to do this and I'm going to pass. I want to pay attention to keeping the feet in this time on the outside, behind you, right? Because every time the feet are behind, when they go to stand up, I can come back and find the back of the legs, bring the knees back together again. And they're back to not feeling comfortable with their base and balance, which means they're probably putting their hands on me. Or in that case, like, there's the coach, what would you do? I'm like, I'm going to probably kneel back down and try to start all over again rather than this.
Yeah, right. People are trying to make big moves instead of the game. It's a game of inches. You can move. If you can move very small spaces, they have less against you.
Yeah.
Because I found with working with Nate that if I very slowly move my knee back to get it straight, but not like one big movement, because then he can just reset. So I get a little at a time, kind of put my hand on the knee a little at a time,
annoying
and then you can get out, but it just takes time.
It's like you're now. Here's the next battle. Here's the next battle. Well, what the fuck? You know what I mean?
It doesn't give that person on top the ability to just do what they want to do.
Right.
Because they don't feel comfortable. Like their base and balance isn't strong. So that extra half a move is what? All right, as soon as I get my fix this, I'm gonna be strong. I'm gonna just come in and try to pass. Like, see what I said on the stand up, where like when he go with the leg up, everybody expects for you to come back in and use that as a hook because you already lost it.
Right.
Why don't I just keep it behind? And then he went to stack. That's single arm stack. Right, I'll take that. Right, and then if he lets it back go, my foot's still behind him again. So what am I doing? I'm going to go after the knees again. I'm going to go after the knees again. Now there's the collar. Now there's this one. So toy around with this. I'm going to talk a little bit more about it during the week, and we're going to go over a couple of other different setups that people tend to use. So here, maybe we'll throw in a calf pressure or like a little submission, but add it into your game, and then come talk to me. Like, tell me what you think.
I also add in the chin sweep from this.
What's that?
I also add in the chin sweep from this.
Chin sweep?
Yeah, I grab when they start flattening out and they're on my chest and I have their legs, I just reach over, grab their chin, and then I just roll them with the chin.
Is that one of the chin sweeps? Oh, chin not or coach chin. That's what
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Ryan Chin.
The chin strap.
Yeah, he does have a couple of sweeps we call it chin sweeps. Okay, I'm going to leave us at that because we spent a good amount of time grappling today, and I know we're close to game time, and most people have to like, I don't know, go to work or do whatever they're going to do. I'm already at work, so I'll continue doing whatever. That's pretty good. It took a while, a lot of meetings and stuff to get stuff. All right. If you have any other questions or you want to talk about this, I'll be hanging around. Feel free to come talk to me. If not, great to see everybody